The Jerry Reynolds game. Come on, Kings. Y'all couldn't come through for Jerry Reynolds?
It's so cool that we got to see him tonight and, you know, hear some of his Jerryisms.
You can be my Huckleberry.
It was good to see Jerry Reynolds out there broadcasting again.
A little buzz. Feel a little buzz.
I was thinking that.
To tell you the truth, I feel a lot of buzz sometimes.
Getting at least one last time, one more time. He said he's a one and done, but he also said he would do it again. So we'll see. But good to see Jerry Reynolds, who has literally been with the organization from day one and has probably had every position there is to have with the Kings. In a game where our guy Jerry Reynolds got to come back and broadcast again, at home, the Sacramento Kings were not able to pull out the victory, where the Denver Nuggets pretty much dominated for most of the game, and it looked pretty hard for the Kings to even come back or even have a chance of coming back last night in that game. A lot of people were wondering, you know, how it was going to be since they just lost their longtime most winningest coach, Mike Malone, who was also a hard critic of the Kings and the way they fired Mike Brown. He ends up getting fired disgracefully with 3 games left in the season, which and they were a good team. I mean, they were in 3rd place. And they won a championship, and he's their most winningest coach, and there just really wasn't a reason to fire him at all. But they decided to do that, and nobody really knew what to expect of this team, but they came out and they pretty much showed that there's levels to this, and they are on a higher level than the Kings. And the Sacramento Kings lose at home 124-116 to the Denver Nuggets. And the Sacramento Kings are still in 9th place. They are 39-41. They are still 1 game above the Mavericks. They have clinched a play-in position. I don't know if you can see that down there. It says it at the bottom, but they have clinched a play-in position. It's just, are they going to be a 9th or 10th? Obviously, they want to be a 9th because they'll have that home court advantage. So that's why they still need to keep winning to kind of hold off these Dallas Mavericks. But the Mavericks are on a losing streak where they've lost 3 of the past 3 games. And they're 5 of 5 in their past 10. The Kings are only 4 of 6 in the past 10. So Kings need to kind of hold off the Mavericks these last 2 games of the season. Hey guys, before I get too deep into the video, I hope you're here for the whole video. But I would like to say, please go ahead and click that like button for me. If you're into Kings Talk, Kings News, NBA Talk, Hoop News in general, click that subscribe button. Subscribe to your boy. We're new, but we're trying to grow the channel. We want to do some more live stuff and some live watch party type stuff. So you're going to want to be here for that. Click that subscribe button for your boy.
You can be my Huckleberry.
And I would like to say, welcome you to all my friends, my folks, and you Kings fans out there. It's your guy, Jay Woods, aka Shy the Man, and I'm back at you with another episode of the Kings Morning After Midday Cup of Joe with Jay.
I love it.
Ooh. My coffee, you know, down to the bottom of it now. It's kind of cold and bitter like the Kings last night during that loss. And today is April 10th, 2025. And the day is Thursday. Yes, it is. It is Throwback Thursday. What are some of your favorite throwback memories of the Kings? If you can, make a comment below. Let me know. I'd appreciate that.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
Throwback Thursday, Throwback Thursday, Throwback Thursday.
When I was just a little nigga, I looked up to my bigger bro, begged if I could kick it. So
Yeah, it's a Throwback Thursday, Throwback Thursday.
when he went out with girls, I could go tagging along, nagging. If she had a sis, maybe could mac a baby hood rat.
And my cup of joe for Throwback Thursday is... Last night the Kings got defeated by the Nuggets. I mean, the Nuggets are... I think they kind of showed that they're a little step ahead of us, a class ahead of us. Even though they recently fired their coach, Mike Malone, we didn't really know what to expect. We thought they might be in turmoil. The Nuggets are definitely not in turmoil. They looked very cohesive and very good against the Kings. They shot very well. And all their pieces kind of just fit perfectly. They got good role players. They have good depth. They also have a good, very, very good big man who just seems to keep getting better and better every year, Nikola Jokic. And it was kind of interesting. I saw him calling plays in the huddle, which I thought was a little weird. I mean, yeah, I know they just fired their coach and they have a brand new coach, but I believe they hired him. I don't think he's the interim coach. But I'm not sure. Don't mark my words. David Adelman, Rick Adelman's son, former Kings coach, Rick Adelman's son, was out there coaching the team now. So, we didn't get really a team that seemed like they were in turmoil. We got a team that seemed like they were pretty much still doing what they always do. They went out, they pretty much know how they're going to play on a nightly basis. It's just really weird that Mike Malone got fired. Not sure why he got fired like that with 3 games left in the season. And really, that's neither here nor there for the Kings, but it's just kind of an interesting development and hasn't happened in over 45 years, I think they said. And he was the first one to step up in Mike Brown's defense and say it was a classless firing, how he was let go. And then he ends up getting classlessly fired at the end of the same season, which is just wild. It's just wild to me. I haven't really heard of any coaches step up in his defense. Maybe they have, but we didn't get a team that was in turmoil. We got a team that looked pretty damn good, in my opinion. And their team just looked deeper and stronger than the Kings team. They've been doing a decent job of drafting. They got Aaron Gordon when they won the championship back in the day, or not back in the day, but a couple years ago. So I'm not sure why the GM got fired as well. It's just really peculiar. They just showed though that they are a class ahead of the Kings, and that the Kings probably, to really make that championship run that they want to make, they probably need to get a little deeper. They need to get deeper in the offseason. It was interesting also, they added Terrence Davis Jr. From the Bean team. He wasn't on a team, and they picked him up. Great three-point shooter, good shooter in general. So it'll be good to have him. Maybe they picked him up for the play-in run, this playoff run that they're going to have. Just some extra firepower. Denver seemed bigger.
You can be my huckleberry.
Taller, longer.
You can be my huckleberry.
And deeper than the Kings last night. And they kind of just overwhelmed the Kings. And the way the Kings team is currently constructed right now, it's just... They're barely hanging on to this 9th place, hanging on to this 10th place. The Brown thing really shook the team up. The Fox thing really, really shook the team up. And yeah, they got a good player in return in Levine. But, he's still kind of finding his way, finding his chemistry. It seems like he's getting more in tune with the team. Tonight, I felt like he was kind of in heat check mode, where he was kind of just launching. It seemed like he was just taking all types of threes. He didn't shoot as good tonight, obviously, as he did the other night when he went 8 for 11. But he did go 4 for 8, which is 50%, is pretty damn good still. You can't be mad at that. One thing I would like to see out of Zach LaVine, though, is him working the two-man game a little better.
Nothing worse than a wedgie.
Working with Sabonis a little bit better. it seemed like during that game, Levine would get the ball and Sabonis would just kind of get out the way type thing and let Levine cook. And it seemed like a lot of guys were kind of diverting to Levine. And yeah, Levine's a good shooter, but you know, I need some of these other guys to be taking their shots as well. The Trey Lyles has been doing a decent job in replacement of Keegan Murray. I mean, he's scoring just as many, if not more, points than Keegan Murray would in the position, getting about the same amount of rebounds. So those two guys almost seem really interchangeable, which kind of says a little bit about Keegan Murray. But the Kings were missing a lot of guys as well this game. They were missing Zach LaRavia. They were missing Monk, you know, our dog, Malik Monk. Who else were they missing? I mean, those guys alone are really big losses for the Kings. And I believe they said Monk's going to be out for 2 weeks with the calf injury. So that's not really good for the Kings. We know Malik Monk is kind of our engine, one of our engines, you know, definitely one of our pistons in our engine that gets us going, gets the Kings going, especially late in the games and during clutch time. You know, we really need Malik Monk out there. Bottom line, the Kings morning after. Bottom line. Today's bottom line is, so for this play-in push, this playoff push, we're not going to have Monk. It doesn't sound like for the play-in game, we're not going to have Monk if he's going to be gone for 2 weeks. Hopefully we'll get LaRavia back. Devin Carter was out there playing some really good defense on guys, though, you know, he's on the shorter side, you know, of most of the guards, it feels like, in the NBA. So guys kind of bully him down low or kind of shoot over him a little bit. So, but he did play really good defense, staying foot to foot with a lot of these guys, putting his chest on guys and grabbing boards and things like that. So he's been trying to fill in at point guard. Keon Ellis had a decent game last night as well. So hopefully the Kings can get these guys back that are injured. And they just need to stay strong for 2 more games in the season. I want to say they only need to win 1 more game out of these 2 games to clinch that 9th spot, because they have the tiebreaker with Dallas Mavericks. So that's what the mission is for the rest of the season. Get at least 1 more victory. Denver kind of showed, you know, what it looks like to be a championship team, a top level team. Who knows how they're going to do after firing their coach? That was just kind of a weird deal altogether. We'll see if they stay together, stay strong under David Adelman. And the Kings just got to get 1 more victory. And the Clippers and the Kings have the Clippers and the Phoenix Suns left. So out of those 2 games, they need to win one. Clippers were around their level a while ago, but kind of it got ahead of the Kings once Kawhi Leonard got back into the game, got back from injury. So, I mean, going into this play-in, just go ahead and get 1 more victory. The Kings still look like they're playing hard. They're still striving out there. Our big 3 is still doing their thing. So I believe they'll be able to win at least 1 of these next 2 games. And they'll get to their play-in spot at number 9. And we'll see how they go from there. But that's my bottom line. And that's my cup of joe for the day. French roast, 1 creamer. I'm going to give you some quick stats. So the Nuggets pretty much dominated the Kings in the first. The Kings kind of matched them in the second. Nuggets went into the halftime with a little bit of a lead. They did decent in the third. And the Kings tried to come back in the fourth, but it wasn't enough because the other 3 quarters, they were outplayed by the Nuggets for the most part. The Kings got the lead a couple times, but really couldn't hold it at any point. And it never really seemed like the Kings were going to be able to catch up to the Nuggets at the end of the game. Leading scorer for the Nuggets, Christian Brown with 25 points. All their starters came in at double figures. And the way they're just a really tall lineup. And the way they've drafted and traded for guys, they have really filled out this roster really well, with Michael Porter Jr. being an excellent role player. They got Aaron Gordon, who's a very good power forward. I mean, they're almost like the perfect team. They drafted Christian Brown, who is a big, strong two guard. He looks more like a small forward or even a power forward, plays two guard, and he was their leading scorer with 25. So that tells you right there how well they've drafted and traded for guys. Nikola Jokic had a triple-double, 20 points, 11 assists. He was their leading assist getter, 12 rebounds. He was their leading rebounder, and he is the center on their team and the center of their team. Very dominant performance by him last night, as he usually does consistently on a nightly basis. And Zach LaVine, our new guy, was with 27 huge points for him. He also was the leader in assists with 11. And Domantas Sabonis with a huge 12 rebounds. It seemed like Sabonis's assist numbers were down, and maybe that's because LaVine was handling the ball a lot more. He had control of the ball a lot more than usual. Sabonis usually has the ball at top and will either dime or drive the ball in. And like I was saying earlier, I feel like Zach LaVine probably needs to learn how to play a little bit more two-man game with Sabonis. It seemed like Sabonis was just kind of getting out the way whenever LaVine had the ball. So they need to learn how to play together a little bit better, in my opinion. So we'll see how that goes going forward. And team stats. Nuggets shot 50%. Kings shot 46%. Nuggets hit 13 3-pointers. The Kings shot 16 3-pointers, which is 3 more than them. But the Nuggets hit 25 free throws to the Kings 14, which is 11 more free throws than the Kings, which kind of is the discrepancy in the loss right there. So you can attribute that to free throw shooting on the night. Total rebounds, 45 Nuggets, 40 for the Kings. Assists to turnovers, 30 and 7 for Nuggets, 25 and 8 for the Kings, which is not too bad for either team. Nuggets was a little better. Points in the paint, 52 for the Nuggets, 46 for the Kings. And they pretty much led in every category, except for the amount of threes they hit. So the Nuggets pretty much kind of dominated. The numbers might not show it that much, but they dominated the Kings last night in kind of just a subtle, just calculated, just smooth way that they do usually. Eye test. Let's give the Kings an eye test.
You can be my huckleberry.
And for this eye test, I am going to show the end of the game where it just really felt like the Kings were trying to come back but just really couldn't. I'm not sure if the highlights will kind of show some defense in here or not, but here we go. Let's pick it up from the end of the third quarter, where the Nuggets were up by 14 points at that point. And the Nuggets were just kind of exuding their dominance over the Kings at this point. I remember it was a 16-point lead at one point. And it just really felt like the Nuggets' height, even their athleticism and strength, just kind of overpowered the Kings on offense. And they played good enough defense to kind of stop the Kings from doing what they wanted to do. This is the top of the fourth. And the Kings were making a push. They got it down to 8 here at this point. But the Nuggets kept making plays like that. They'll get a rebound. DeAndre Jordan did an excellent job of rebounding at the end of that game and getting little points and shots. Beautiful vision by LaVine right there.
He's in really good form.
LaVine hit that one. LaVine is really good at moving to his left and hitting shots. I know that left side step shot right there on the left corner of the three, he's good at. Right corner of the three as well. That one was a step back. That was a really good shot right there. But as you can see, the Nuggets play really cohesive. Some nice passing there. When they needed a shot, they got a shot, like right there. They got that three That one kind of hurt because the Kings were coming back at this point. As you can see, the Kings were only down by 4. They were able to pass it around, and they found the guy and got a hard shot when they needed a hard shot. Denver pushed it up to 5 with 3 minutes left in the game. They give it to their best guy, Jokic, who is pretty much able to post anybody up in this league and get a shot with anywhere within 5 to 10 feet. Keon Ellis out there being clutch, driving to the hole. I like that. I would like to see Keon Ellis driving to the hole a little bit more. So you got Jokic controlling the ball at the end of the game. He finds a guy with a nice assist right in the middle of the key. 2-man game with Brown. When they needed a shot, they got a shot, just like right there. Another 3 by Pickett. Jalen Pickett. Keon Ellis still with his good clutch 3-point shooting at the end of the game. He did miss 1 or 2 though at the end of the game that would have, I want to say, tied him up or got him pretty close to tying him up. And this find right here, this guy right here, Christian Brown, he is really good. Excellent find by the Denver Nuggets. You know, who said their GM can't find gems in the draft? Like, where did this guy come from? And as you can see right there, it was an 8-point victory by the end of the game. And at no point did it really feel like the Kings would be able to catch up to Denver and overtake them. Denver just seemed way stronger and better than the Kings the whole game. And the Kings are missing some guys, but I don't know if it would have mattered on this night. Next up, the Kings literally only have 2 games left. Like I said earlier, they're going to be at home versus the Clippers tomorrow on Friday. And then they play the Suns for the final game of the season at home on Sunday, April 13th. So with the Clippers have been playing a lot better as of late. I want to say I heard a stat recently that said the Clippers have won like 17 of their past 20 games. So Clippers are playing really good when it matters. And I can see right here they have won at least their past 6 games or so, but we'll check that out in a second. Clippers are currently 5th in the division in that little jumble up mashup right here from 3rd to even all the way down to 8th, honestly, because I mean, there's only a few games left in the season, so I don't know how much these guys can catch up. But if the Timberwolves won 2 more games and have 48 wins, they'd be up here again. So this is pretty a volatile area right here. But the Nuggets are the ones playing well in that area. They've moved up a few spots, and they have been 8-2 in the past 10 games, and they are on a 6-game win streak, just like I said. So Clippers are playing pretty well right now. They're a scary team for a team like the Kings or anybody that's going to be playing them in the playoffs because they're probably better than what their record shows. Led by Kawhi Leonard, they also have James Harden. They were the ones that were able to acquire Ben Simmons, and this is a perfect team for him to kind of try to get his career back because he doesn't have to be the star of the show. They also have an excellent excellent guy that they found in the draft, Norman Powell, Zubac, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Chris Dunn, Cam Christie, Patty Mills, Nicholas Batum, Derrick Jones Jr., Amir Coffey, Drew Eubanks, and Kobe Brown, to name a few guys. And it's a good mix of veterans. They got young guys, they got big guys, they got athletic guys, they got stars and former stars on this team. They got a kind of an aging roster as far as their top end, their stars. But they still play really well. Kawhi Leonard is still really strong, gets to the hole, posts up really well. James Harden is still a good shooter. Norman Powell usually comes through in the clutch. And they have serviceable big men like Zubac, who is able to hold it down on any given night as far as rebounds and help on D. So this is a team that, in my opinion, is a little scary. Just because that they're really hot at the right time. And the Kings need at least one more victory, in my opinion, to go ahead and solidify that 9th place. And the only people in the way of that are the Clippers and the Suns coming up. Betting lines. All right. For betting lines, I got BetUS here. I like BetUS. It's like a traditional sports book. They have all sports on here. Plus, I like to do boxing on this site too. whenever there's big boxing coming up for the weekend. And I'm in California. I'm able to sports bet here. And I believe you can use this site to bet in most places in the U.S. So it's a great site to use. I ask that you just use the description, use the link in the description below. Hey guys, if you can, I would like, if you can, let me know how you feel about this play-in run. Do you think they're going to be in 9th? If they're stuck in 9th, or do you think they'll be pushed down to 10th by the Dallas Mavericks winning a game, winning 2 games and us losing? That would cause us to flip-flop. What do you guys think? Make a comment for me below. Comments also help the channel as well. Also, if you can, please, if you're still watching, please click that like button. Obviously, you enjoyed the content. You know, maybe I gave you some analysis that you like. Go ahead and click that like button for your boy. It helps out the channel, brings more eyes to the channel. Plus, if you like Kings content, NBA content, hoops content, basketball news, Kings news, any of that stuff, click that subscribe button. We're new, but we're trying to grow the channel. Plus, we want to do some more fun stuff later and some live stuff. So you subscribing will help us get to that point and help us do that. Also, if you share the content, that would be super golden. I would really appreciate it, and I would even thank you if you could do that. And make a comment. Comments help the channel. Comment on the Kings, comment on my show, comment on me, comment on the weather. I don't care. Make a comment. Comments also help bring eyes to the channel as well. I appreciate that. And I got a motivational quote for you guys today. And I got a pretty interesting quote that comes from Childish Gambino. This is a pretty interesting quote. I like this quote. I like the way he put it. And it goes like this. Childish Gambino said, if it makes you nervous, you're doing it right. Right? Usually the things that make you nervous are the hardest things to do. Sometimes, you know, you have to be uncomfortable to get the things you want. Sometimes you're going to be uncomfortable in uncomfortable situations on the road to what you want, on the road to your goals. You know, if it was easy, then everybody would do it, right? You know, if it was comfortable and simple, everybody would do it. But if it makes you nervous, you're doing it right. Excellent quote by Childish Gambino. And that's pretty much all that I have for you guys today. I really appreciate you joining me. I really appreciate you watching this far. If you can, click that like button, subscribe. Please make a comment, share the content. And the next Kings game is versus the Clippers, and that is happening tomorrow on Friday. So make sure you're there watching that game, checking it out. Make sure you're subscribed so that the next day when I do my analysis and the next episode comes out of the Kings Morning After Midday Cup of Joe with Jay comes out, you get a notification. Thanks, and like I said, I appreciate you watching this far. I appreciate it if you click that like and subscribe. And with that, I'm out. But before you go, check out these moves. It's good.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. Obviously, you've carried me pretty good, and I appreciate that. I can see that. But just being back in the building and the excitement, and like I told Katie, I'm a one and done. You know, so I'm a one and done. But it was a blast, and you know, and too bad the Kings couldn't pull it out, but they gave a good effort. And, hey, it's a wonderful sport. Wonderful working with you, and I hope we maybe get to do it again before I catch them all in.
All right.